Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here to talk about how NaNoWriMo went for me. So a bit of stats, a bit of how I'm feeling about it, a bit of what my plans are moving forward, and so on. So if you've read the title of the video, which I kind of assume you have, I wrote my 50k in 6 days. That is not clickbait, that is true. However, I did not write it in the first 6 days, which would have been good. If you have somehow missed it, Bug and I hosted a 24-hour write-a-thon on the first day of November. Given time zone differences, it was entirely the 1st of November for Bug, and from about 4 AM on the 1st until about 4 AM on the 2nd for me. So we did a 24-hour write-a-thon with a bunch of co-hosts jumping in and out, and it was an absolutely amazing experience. Even though I was so tired at the end, but then sort of perked up, but then was so tired. I will have another video up specifically about my stats from the 24-hour write-a-thon that will go up in a couple days. Hopefully it's already filmed, I just need to edit it, but I also need to edit this one, so we'll see what happens with that. But I will have a whole other video up just about the stats for that, so slight spoilers here. On the first day of November, I wrote 30,126 words. That is not only my wordiest day of NaNoWriMo, it's not only my wordiest first day of NaNoWriMo, and I really try to get a lot of words done in the beginning of the month, specifically on the 1st if I am able to, due to work and other things like that, so that I have a bit of a backlog when the week 2 blues hits or I just don't feel like writing. I have a bit of a backup. So I wrote 30,126 words on the first day, which is not only my wordiest NaNoWriMo day, not only my wordiest first day of NaNoWriMo, I think it's my wordiest writing day ever, so that's kinda cool. But like I said, the event ran into the 2nd of November for me due to time zones, and the last like 4 hours of the event was on the 2nd for me. And during that, I wrote 2,790 words. And those are all the words I wrote on the 2nd. All of those I wrote during the 24-hour write-a-thon. I then proceeded to not write for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks and a bit. And the next time I picked up my pen and sat down to write was on the 19th. And you will see here that the 19th was a Thursday, which is when Marcus and I tend to stream. And that's also what we did on this day. During that live stream, I wrote exactly 500 words, which was what I needed to stay on par for the following day. Because since I wrote so much in the beginning, I didn't have to worry about being or staying on par. But the little diagonal line on the graphs, my line started getting very close to crossing that line, and I didn't like that. So I wrote 500 words to push me to be on par for the following day, the 20th. I then didn't write for another week. I then wrote on the 26th, which was the following Thursday, during another stream. And on the 26th, I wrote 1,245 words. And if you've done the math by now, and you know the word count needed for Nano each day, and you know that I was on par on the 20th, and then wrote 1,200 words the week after, I was no longer on par. And around this time, I started feeling a little unmotivated. I don't know if this was my week 2 blues, even though it hit me in like week 3, but I had run out a story for the wholesome kidnapping story, the Bug and I were writing. I ran out of plot for that during the 24-hour stream, which meant that on the 19th and subsequently the 26th, I had worked on something else. I had decided to pick up a story that I started on in July this year. It's in Swedish, first of all, which is a massive change from the wholesome kidnapping story, which I wrote in English. It's also dual POV, which I didn't do, I think. I don't even remember. It's a very different story, although I do realize that it's also queer, just like the wholesome kidnapping story was queer. Yes, but it's in Swedish. It's about 2 guys who go to, I don't want to call it summer school, but like a summer course in photography. And they fall in love, and it's just sweet. And I started writing that again, and I felt pretty good about it, but I was like, I'm not in the writing mindset. And at this point, it also didn't feel like November, because November usually means writing with a little bit more consistency and frequency than what I was doing, for me at least. So yes, at this point I was kind of feeling like maybe I'm just not gonna win this year. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's been a year. It's been a November. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I wanted to continue. But the thing with me, if you've been here for a while, is that I can be really stubborn at times. Which is a trait I didn't think I had in any other area but NaNoWriMo and like achieving goals that I set for myself like this. And then Marcus told me a while ago that I'm apparently stubborn at times, so who knew? Either way, I realized that no, I am stubborn and I don't care that I'm behind. I am gonna be so sad after the fact, at the very least, if I don't hit the 50k. So I decided to hit the 50k. Which leads us to the last 2 days that I wrote, which were also the last 2 days of NaNoWriMo. On the 29th, I wrote 5,586 words, and on the 30th, the last day of NaNoWriMo, I wrote 10,006 words. And if I've now said these numbers correctly, which I hope I have, that gets us to 50,253 words. So I did get my words in 6 days, I just didn't get them in 6 days back to back. Although if you want to see me do that, I do have a playlist and a bunch of videos where I wrote a book in a week. But that's the word count. What now? What am I feeling? Am I going to do nano again? Of course I'm going to do nano again. I love NaNoWriMo. I think it's great. Nano is still a challenge for me and it's still something that I look forward to every year. And I've done it now for 12, 13 years, so about half my life. I'm 27. I'm 27. I thought it was 28. I'm 27. I've done it for like half my life at this point. I'm gonna continue for as long as I'm able and available for the month of November. But as for the stories that I'm working on, or that I worked on for November, I haven't opened the document in which I wrote the wholesome kidnapping story since I was done on the 2nd, except I opened it once to do some math, but that was it. And I haven't opened it, I haven't reread any of it, and I know that I went off on a long ass tangent about hamsters, so not sure what to do about that. Bug and I have talked about reading each other's stories, which I think would be really fun because I want to read her story. I don't want anyone to see mine. I still think it's a cute story. The concept is cute. We sadly ran out of a bit of plot towards the second half of it. We did outline it together and on live streams, which was great, and I really do want to do that again with a future project, maybe one of mine, maybe something together with Bug or with someone else. I really like that part, but the second half of the story was a lot thinner than the first half, or we had just spent more time thinking about the first half so that the second half sort of didn't exist. It existed, it was just very thin. I don't think I'm gonna go back and rewrite this and make it good. I think I'm just gonna show this draft to Bug, maybe to Marcus, and that's it. I do think there are a few good things in there though. I know I wrote a line that I still think I remember during the stream, which was like, he sounds like a broken record of a song I no longer want to listen to, or something like that, which I'm like, that's a pretty good sentence. But I want to argue that like 90% of it is rubbish and the remaining 10% is hamsters. So it was not a hamster who sounded like a broken record though. So there is that. And for my other story, the wholesome photography story, I guess, I still want to keep writing that. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now because I have something else that I'm super excited about that I will share with you soon. Hopefully, unless I suddenly get unexcited for it. But I'm like 30,000 words into the other story, and I have an outline for it that is also very vague because that's how I outline apparently. But I like it, and I am surprised by how much I like it despite being in Swedish, because I don't write creatively in Swedish if I can help it. I tried it like a year or two ago, and then before then I haven't done it for a long time, and I struggle with finding the right words. Basically all the media I consume, be it songs, be it movies, be it books, be it something else that's also media, is in English, and I think that that sort of, despite Swedish being my native language, I think that that makes me able to think about words in a certain way. That sounds really pretentious. Either way, I'm surprised I like it despite it being in Swedish. I do want to keep working on it. I do see potential, which is huge coming from me about something I've written in Swedish. It has a bunch of plot holes. Since I didn't go back and reread what I've written in July, I suddenly deleted someone's dad who was featured in the first bit, and then since it's alternating chapters, I wrote for a bit, and then that character came home and it was just him and his mom and his siblings, and it was hinted at that his dad had passed away, and I'm like, but he was here like 4 chapters ago, he was well and alive. So I'm gonna have to work on that. But I am really happy that I won at Nano. I would have been really sad here and now if I hadn't, even though I was feeling a bit like, should I just give up? I would have been sad if I hadn't kept my streak up, because I'm apparently very attached to my streak. But yeah, I guess that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I want to say a huge thank you to anyone who's found me now or before, who's here watching this video. I had quite a bit of a growth in subscriber count from the streams and from the opening the care package swap thing linked down below, and it's just been really fun having more people come here and join us and follow along. And I know I haven't been posting anything in November. Hopefully that will change a bit in December, because I do have a couple of different ideas that I'm working on, as well as the stats for the 24-hour write-a-thon video that I talked about. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear down below how you did with NaNoWriMo if you were participating, or if you just want to tell me how your day's going. I'd love to hear that too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I'll see you then. Bye!